On our second day in Beijing, my parents made me get up at 8 in the morning to have breakfast, because that's just what Chinese families do. Instead of the typical Beijing breakfast of fried liver and fermented mung bean juice, I went for something different. Tang, aka smoky peppery soup, is a Henan-style breakfast staple. It's made with tofu, carrots, and wood ear mushrooms. It's got a bit of heat from black pepper and mildly sour from black vinegar. The flavor is enough to wake you up without being overwhelming. It typically comes with small size of pickles. In my case, I grabbed some pickled radishes, cabbage, and blanched mung bean sprouts. To make it more substantial, I added youtiao, aka fried dough stick, and dip it in my soup. It's hearty, packed with flavor, but still nourishing. Right next door, I noticed a stand for chao leng mian, which translates to fried cold noodles. I've seen it many times on TV, so I had to try it. Originally from northeastern China, this snack has exploded in popularity. The name might sound strange, but the idea is pretty simple. A thin sheet of noodle is laid on a hot griddle, like a pancake. Crack an egg on top, flip it, then brush some red chili and bean sauce all over it. To make it complete, sprinkle a good amount of scallion, cilantro, white sesame seeds, and red onions. Then fold it and slice it into bite-sized pieces. I asked for it with their signature mala spicy sauce, because I just can't resist it, no matter what time of the day it is. The layers of noodles are chewy, savory, and the fried egg makes it more smooth and rich. The smoky heat from the chili paired really well with the thick soy sauce. It's the kind of food I can have for every meal. Our next stop is Daoxiangcun in Changping District. This iconic pastry chain was started in 1773 by an immigrant from Suzhou, which is in southern China. In the north, this brand is the epitome of pastry art, marrying northern ingredients with refined southern pastry techniques. Once you're in the store, it feels like stepping back into China in the 80s. Glass display cases filled with piles of pastries, snacks, and preserved meats. I asked the shop ladies for a custom combo box, which they patiently loaded because they have too many great treats. I'll show you more of these classic pastries in a later video. It's not even noon yet, but we need to rush and meet my aunt for lunch. We went to a trendy national chain called Green Tea. Honestly, can the name be any more on the nose? This chain is known for Hangzhou cuisine, a large menu of seasonal recipes, and a kitschy water village decor. We ordered some of their best dishes: steamed shrimp on vermicelli noodles, steamed Chinese knife fish, red-braised pork ribs, and stir-fried tender beef with preserved bamboo shoots. The pork ribs are rich, but well-balanced with soy sauce. Compared to the typical red-braised pork, which is made with pork belly, this version is less greasy and more subtle. The tender beef and crunchy bamboo shoots have amazing texture contrast. To me, the bamboo shoots are really the unsung hero in so many southern dishes because it lends a great texture, versatile flavor, whether you want to cook it fresh or pickle it. The shrimp is tender, sweet, and garlicky. And you can't miss the vermicelli noodles, which catch all the savory garlicky dripping from the shrimp. Everything has a delicate balance of savory and sweet, which is characteristic of Hangzhou cuisine. Then I tried the knife fish, a specialty from the Yangtze River. Its flesh is fine and silky. It's steamed, then lightly dressed with Shaoxing wine and soy sauce. The flavor is so delicate, but as my dad always says, the more tender the fish, the more tiny bones there are. You have to be careful and don't forget to spit out the bones. After that, we headed to my other aunt's house, and I hung out with her super adorable Persian cat. Look at that little snub nose. The eating continues. We hit up 胖子龙虾, aka Chubby's Shrimp Joint, a popular spot for spicy crayfish. The vibe here is great, packed with young people. Along the wall, there are giant tanks with live crawfish, shrimp, and lobsters. On summer nights like this, everyone gets together for cold beers and a crayfish feast. You can't have cold beer without barbecue meats and skewers, and it's a great place to come on weekends or after work. We started with a cucumber and wood ear mushroom salad, followed by skewers of barbecue pork kidneys and a massive bowl of garlic crayfish. By the way, excuse my large pimple patches on my face. I promise it's not from overeating, as I was already dealing with them long before my trip. In later videos from my trip, you see my pimples actually went away. Anyway, the skewers are smoky, heavily seasoned, and just the right sidekick to the crayfish and cold beer that seals the show. And now, on to the main star, the crawfish. You've got to wear plastic gloves and a bib, because when I eat these, I get deliriously happy and I forget how to use my utensils, and things get really messy. If you haven't had crawfish before, first snap off the head and suck all the rich, juicy shrimp head butter, because the head soaks up all the great seasoning. The body might be small, especially compared to shrimps, but they're just as flavorful. With the body, you bite off the tail and bite vertically down the underbelly so you can unwrap the shell. At this point, you can easily dig into the sweet, tender flesh. To finish off the meal, we added freshly cooked noodles to the crawfish sauce to soak up all that flavor. Aside from the crawfish, there are also sweet corn and tender stem lettuce in the same bowl. If you're tired of wrangling and deshelling the crawfish, these crunchy veggies are a nice and refreshing break. But don't expect the veggies to be less spicy. They can really pack a punch. Anyway, I hope you enjoy my second day on my food journey in China. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you'll catch my next video. See you next time.